You answered that
Okay,
really
I
good.
think it's perfect timing. I think what we need more than anything in the world right now, not just the United States, is inspiration and goodness and love and lots of light. This is a time to not think about divisiveness, but to put love into it. I think it's very important that artists right now really do what they do, which is put out, inspirational stories, aspirational stories, encourage people to be kind, to be good, to be accepting, all of those things. That's always been a focus for me in my life and in everything I do, is to put love out into the world, and with what I do. And that's what I'm going to continue to do and continue to encourage others as well.
The movie is also about being a mother. So I wanted to know, how did you two work together to create the character, especially about this aspect of her?
Oh, I think it was easy because we're both moms. So I think the bond was from the beginning in like loving your kids and loving them through anything, especially when you see that, something's going wrong in their life. You want to be the one to pick them up, but how do you do it? You have to go through like, do I do too much? Do I do too little? So I think that was very clear from the beginning, in trying to get the story correctly. But she was also able to dig a little deeper in me and find out who I was as a person and as a woman to be the mom that I was. So I think that allowed me to share so much more with her than I thought that I was going to, or that I thought that I had shared with anybody else. It wasn't something that I set out to do, but I think that her understanding and perspective as a mom really helped me to see everything as it was. And then as we are now. So I love the relationship that her and Jharrel had on screen. Like it captured Anthony and I perfectly. And I think that was just true to the talent that she has and the person that she is and the details that she put into it and the care and the love and respect that Jennifer put into it, that Jharrel put into it, and that Billy put into it as well.
Also, I wanted to know, what do you think that is the most important message of the movie?
I think the most important message, and I think Anthony says this really well, is that we're all wrestling with something. It's the kind of the metaphor of life, right? Everybody's wrestling with something, and we all have our obstacles to overcome. And so long as you kind of work hard and, have good people in your life who support you and love you. And I think that is the main thing that I loved about this story, is really the story of a mother and son. And to be able to play Judy, and, we really spent a lot of time, and I got so many great insights into who she was, and I really wanted to disappear. I didn't want you to feel any aspect of who I am as a person, of Jennifer, but really to look up there and see Judy and see this mother who was, had this son when she was 16 years old, and they kind of, grew up together, and how all the love and inspiration that she put into him, she wound up getting back like tenfold, and realizing that trying to tell him, hey, you're unstoppable, made her realize that she was as well. She inspired not just her, but the whole world to realize. And that's why I'm excited for this movie to come out, because I think, like you said, it's the thing that we need more than anything right now, which is a beautiful family film about the American dream and about, inspiration and hope and love of a family.
Well, what I found when I first read Anthony's book, and I was incredibly moved by it, and thought it was, just such an incredible journey that he and his family have taken to get to where they are. And then I met Anthony in Arizona, where he lives, and I've never really met anybody quite like him. He is a person who lights up a room when he walks into it. Everybody wants to get to know him. Everybody wants to meet him. And in Arizona especially, everybody knows him and wants to have a picture. And you could see the looks on their faces, especially kids, who meet him. They come away changed. They really do. He's a genuinely good person, and I haven't met many people like that. And I thought their story was a unique one, having a sports movie, I guess, that centers around a mother and son. I've never seen a film like that, and it's true to who they are, that they raised each other, Judy and Anthony, and I thought, what a unique story, what a special group of people, and I wanted the world to know about them.
So the movie touches a lot of important topics, such as disability or being Latino, being Black, domestic violence. So, like considering how's everything going right now in the United States, also when it comes to politics, how do you think this movie fits into this landscape? Like, do you think we need these kind of stories more than ever?
I really do. Yeah, I think this story cuts across all political lines, all racial lines. I feel like, Anthony was always raised that his mother raised him that he was no different than anyone else. That to look at the advantages and the blessings he has and not the disadvantages. So I think that's an incredibly important message right now. I think it's, about a message about family and about sticking together and about staying positive. And I think that's first of all, I think that message is always good, but especially now.
How was Anthony Robles and his mother involved, and how was the process of choosing the actors?
Anthony and Judy were intimately involved from the beginning of the writing. Obviously, we had to do extensive interviews with them and discussions with them just to learn their story. But on top of that, Anthony and Judy and the family read every draft of every script and would give me feedback in terms of if there was something they didn't feel comfortable having in the movie, and I wanted to respect them as a family. They were gracious enough to allow me to tell their story, and I wanted to do justice to that. So I was very careful to not do anything that would make them uncomfortable. I wanted them to be a part of the film and to be proud of it, and it didn't, nothing they wanted to exclude, and it wasn't very many things really, to my mind, did anything but probably make the film better, to be honest. Luckily, and the entire cast, I was lucky enough to get every actor that I wanted in terms of being my first choice, starting with Jharrel, and then who I'd seen in When They See Us, which is a movie or a mini-series about the Central Park Five that he did, and he's so extraordinary in it that I never really thought about anybody else but him. And lucky enough, he said yes. And then same thing with everyone. Jennifer was next, and she really responded to the story. And then when she met Judy, first on Zoom and then in person, they really formed a bond that has not ended. I mean, they feel like, I think they see a lot of themselves in each other. And they shared a lot of stories, and some of those stories that Judy shared with Jennifer ended up in the film. And it made the film better. And, I think that everybody who read the script responded to the story, responded to the screenplay, and was really fascinated and thought this was a story that needed to be told, so they wanted to be a part of it. And having Matt Damon and Ben Affleck be my producers and standing behind me, I think helped get me a great cast as well. I mean, they have a friendship, or at least they know most people in Hollywood at this point. And when the actors asked them about me, they gave me the thumbs up, and I think that allowed the cast to be comfortable that Ben and Matt stood behind me.